Hi you guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I achieve this soft auburn look. So if you're interested, then please keep watching. So I'm going in with 4 boxes of L'Oreal High Color Soft Auburn Permanent Dye. And I purchased 4 boxes, but I'll let you know how many I actually use. And I also have my Salon Care Prism Lights for my highlights. I'm also going to be using the Wella Toner. And today I'll be using L'Oreal, the 30 Developer. And we're also going to need some Vaseline. And you'll need a mixing bowl. I have 2. And I really like these mixing bowls because you can measure inside of the bowl. Like you don't have to get like a measuring cup or anything like that because it has it. And I'm going to be using this Water Wave from Love Me. I've already used this unit before, but I am going to color it because I want it to be seamless, okay? And so now I'm going in with my brush and I'm going in with that Vaseline just to protect that lace, okay? Please make sure you protect your lace. You don't want your dye to seep through and bleach your knots because that's not going to be good, okay? So now I am about to mix the dye. So you'll go ahead and open one of the boxes. And this is what it looks like outside of the box. And then you can use the back of the top to open it. And then just pour it in your mixing bowl, y'all. And just make sure you get all of it out. You know, you don't want to waste any product. You know, these things cost money. So you definitely don't want to waste your product. So just make sure you get it in. And so I'm pouring in the first box, and then I'll go in with another box and pour that in as well, okay? So keep watching, you guys. So we got the first one all in, and now I'm going in with the second box, as I mentioned before. And we're just going to do the same thing. We're going to open it with the back of the top, and that's the easiest way, you guys, to open it for those of you who did not know. And then just pour it all in, you guys. Don't leave any product out. Pour that thing all in. And as you can see, guys, I don't have any gloves. I was looking all over for gloves, like high, low, low, and high. I could not find any freaking gloves. So if you have gloves at home, I strongly recommend you put them on because while I was doing this, I did notice my hands start to get a little tingly and things like that. And we are dealing with very intense chemicals, okay? So please protect your hands, guys. Don't be like me. Get you some gloves so that you are not dealing with any issues, okay? So we got both of the boxes in, and now I'm going in with that 30 developer. So I'm going in with 4-part developer and 2 dye boxes. So again, I'm showing you here that you can actually measure inside of this mixing bowl because it has the numbers there for you to measure. So I'm just going to pour 4 ounces into this mixing bowl. And then once I pour that in the mixing bowl, I'm going to pour it into the other bowl with the dye. So that's what I'm doing now. And then you'll just want to get something to mix it. I just typically use a knife, like a plastic knife or something like that, whatever I have laying around, and then I'll just mix it up like I'm doing right now. And just make sure you mix it really good, you guys. No lumps and clumps and bumps. Make sure you mix that thing on in, okay? So I'm going to allow you guys to take this part in, and I'll be back. Okay, so I'm showing you guys that I don't have any gloves, but now it's time to put this dye all over the hair. So I am basically taking little small sections and I'm applying the dye to the hair like such. So this does get very repetitive, you guys. So I am going to speed this up a little bit, but I just wanted to let you know that I'm just taking small parts and I'm just applying that dye all over the hair. Now this part does take a little time. You know, you want to make sure you apply the dye everywhere. You don't want to leave anything behind, and make sure you go up to the roots so that way everything can be very seamless. And the hair is pretty long, so you can't see me doing the ends, but I am spreading that dye all the way down to the ends as well, guys. So make sure you apply the dye everywhere. Front, back, side to side, get the dye everywhere. No dye gets left behind, okay? So that's what I'm doing here, guys. And then once I'm done with this one, I'll just move on to the next. And I'll just take very small little pieces like I have right now, and I'll just apply it everywhere. So as you can see, I moved on to the next section of the hair, and I'm taking just about the same size of hair and I'm applying that dye all over. So I'll let you guys take this all in. Like I said, it does get repetitive, so I will speed this part up in just a little bit. I'll be back, guys. Okay, so now I'm like a little bit towards the middle, slight front part of the hair. And I'm just doing the exact same thing, guys. I'm taking that dye, I'm applying it all over the hair like such. It doesn't have to be straight parts or anything like that. So please don't get all worked up if your parts are not like straight. Just the dye has to be everywhere, guys. That's the point of dyeing your hair. You know, you want to make sure the product is all over the hair so that way everything can look very seamless. So just as long as you're doing that, then you're good to go. As you can see here, my parts are not straight at all whatsoever, but we're still getting the job done. The dye is being applied everywhere. As you can see, I'm bringing that product down towards the end of the hair as well. And I'm going back and forth to make sure that dye is applied on every single strand. I'm even going in with my hands and kind of spreading the product out as well. I'm moving over to the other side of my hair, doing the exact same thing, guys, applying the dye all over the hair. So just make sure you are doing that. And if you're doing that, then you have no worries at all. The dye is gonna go, it's gonna look good, you're gonna be happy, and we're gonna slay. Hey. And as you can see in the back, guys, if you notice the bowl, the dye, inside of the mixing bowl is a little purple. Don't freak out about that. Like, I must admit that when I saw that, I'm like, oh my gosh, why is my dye purple? I hope my hair is not about to be purple. I'm like, is it about to be purple? What the heck? But I guess after the dye sits in the mixing bowl for a little bit, then it changes colors. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's what it's doing right now. But it's not going to be purple, so don't freak out like I did. All right, so we're almost done with this, guys. Like I said, we're in the middle of the wig. So I'm like, I was about to say head, but it's not a head, it's a wig. Oh my gosh. We're in the middle of the wig, guys, and we're gonna do the same thing. Get my part to knot straight. I'm just literally using my fingers and I'm pulling some hair down, and then I'll tie the rest of the hair up with a clip or a hair tie, whatever I have in my reach at the time. So again, I'm taking little strands, well, not little strands, but kind of like a nice chunk, and I'm applying that dye all over the hair. Oh, look, my babies are in the back. They're like, Mommy, what are you doing? My oldest daughter, she's like, are you making the hair green? I'm like, green? Where'd you get that from? She's like, oh, Mom, you're making a new color? I'm like, yes, my love. She gets excited. She even told me, she's like, Mom, when I get older, can I wear your wigs? I'm like, well, by the time you get older, my wigs will probably need to go in the trash, okay? But I'm like, sure, I can make your own wig, or we can make a wig together. That way, you know what you're doing. But okay, guys, I'm going to allow you guys to take this in. Like I said, we're in the front part of the hair now. We're no longer in the middle. So we're just applying that dye just like we did at the back and the middle. We're applying it the same way towards the front, okay? All right, guys, so we are damn near finished. We are basically finished. We have one strand of hair left, one section of our wig left to dye, and as soon as we finish that, we are done. Okay, yay, the hard work is over. So just make sure you apply that dye towards the front of the wig, you guys. Make sure you kind of get the roots so that way everything does blend well when you are wearing the wig. So I'm just applying that all over. So I did wash the wig off camera, you guys, and I left the dye on for 40 minutes. So be sure you leave the dye on. Now we're moving on to highlights. So here I've already started. As you can see, I'm wrapping with foil paper. I did forget to let you guys know how to prepare your highlights. So basically, you're going to use that prism lights that I showed you at the beginning of the video, and you want to put it in a mixing bowl, okay? And on the back it says take 1 scoop. Now, to my surprise, it doesn't come with a little cup or anything like that for you to measure. So you'll just have to use your best judgment. That's what I did here. And I just took 1 scoop using my spoon, my plastic spoon, and then I went in with 1 part developer. So that's what I did to get my bleach all mixed together. And so now I'm taking sections of where I want my highlights to be. Now there's no rule on where your highlights need to be. It's really your preference, honestly. So if you want a lot of highlights, then you want to make sure you take small amounts and you apply that bleach to that said area that will make you happy. But for me, honestly, guys, I'm just applying it where I see fit. I don't have a technique to this. I'm just literally grabbing little pieces of hair and I'm applying that bleach. And when you apply the bleach, make sure you start up at the roots and then work your way all the way down towards the end so the highlights can be very seamless. I know I use that word a lot, but we do want everything to fall in place. We want everything to look good. So just make sure you apply the bleach all over the hair and wrap it with foil paper. As you also can see from my last video, I used the ion foil paper that I got from Sally's. But today, baby, I am using regular foil paper that I got from the Dollar Tree. It only costs $1, you guys, and it's working perfectly fine. So I do recommend just buying a dollar foil paper. Don't go out and buy like expensive foil paper, okay? All right, so I'm gonna let you guys take this all in. All right, you guys, so as you can see, I'm now at the front part of the hair. So I'm just taking two pieces from the front of the hair and I'm applying that bleach all over as well. I think I may want to do a middle part like later on. So that's why I'm applying the highlights where I am. So again, this is your choice. If you don't really want that in the middle, then you don't have to apply it here. It's really your preference, like I keep mentioning. So just decide, you know, where you would want to part your hair when you wear your wig, and then apply the highlights there. Even if you did apply it in the middle of the wig, you can still apply it in other areas as well, just in case you want to wear like a side part or anything like that. So it's your preference. You decide where you want your highlights to be, and it's going to be all good, okay? And then make sure you leave your highlights on for your bleach on, rather. Make sure you leave it on for about a good 30-35 minutes, and then you can rinse it out, wash it out, and once you do that, then you'll want to come back and finish up with the rest of the process, you guys. So again, just make sure you leave it on for 30-35 minutes. Don't just take it off, wash it off. Make sure you leave that thing on so it can process well. Give yourself a break or something like that. Whatever you guys need to do, do it. But leave it on for 30-35 minutes. And again, if you have, well, look, see, I'm showing you 30 minutes here, but I believe I left it on for like 35 minutes, honestly. So I did wash the wig off camera. This is what it's looking like. I have highlights here in the middle. And so now I'm going to tone my highlights with the Wella toner. And I'm using T18, but not to worry, you guys. I will put all of this in the description box. I mean, yes, description box. What? I'm losing it. Anyway, so I already mixed the toner up off camera, but all you want to do is just pour the Wella toner into a mixing bowl and use 1 part developer. And then after you do that, you want to take the brush and apply it in the mixing bowl and just tone up your highlights. So wherever you highlighted the hair, that's where you want to take the section of the hair and apply that toner. Start from the roots and then work your way all the way down towards the end of the hair. Make sure you're applying the toner all over the hair, you guys, all over the highlight, should I say. That way we can make this highlight very seamless, perfect. And so after you do that, you guys, you just want to leave it on for 30 minutes. And yeah, so this is the finished product, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you give me a big fat like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, bye.